Back, you're watching a Newslink. Now, the Safer South Africa Foundation is calling on citizens to join the fight against crime and gender-based violence. The foundation aims to mobilize under-resourced communities. For more on this, we're joined by Safer South Africa Foundation's Edna Mamunyane. Thank you very much for joining us, Ms. Mamunyane. Tell us a little bit about the foundation and really just the focus of crime that you are shedding a light on in this particular time of the year.
Good morning to you, Rofiwe, and good morning to the viewers, and thank you for inviting us. As you said, my name is Edna Mamunyane, and I am the Provincial Coordinator for Safer South Africa Foundation. The foundation was formed in 2012, and it is a brainchild of Pop Crew, the police, prisons, and traffic officials union. They looked at, because of the people that are in the field, obviously, of policing, they looked at the biggest problem is we were very reactive when it comes to crimes. Some of the issues communities didn't know about. People didn't know about a lot of other things, and say, what is it that we can do? And especially in our communities, especially in the youth that don't actually know what will happen to them in the event that they commit a crime. And then Safer South Africa was formed and then supported by Pop Crew. I was a stakeholder then because I was still working with the Johannesburg Metro Police Department as the spokesperson. And the foundation then looked at it is best to try and clear the road with using the people that were in the justice system, especially, you know, your former police, your former prosecutor, your former teacher, your former. So those retirees were then requested to come and, you know, almost like it's more on volunteering basis because there's a lot of work. There's a lot of traveling. There's a lot of things to be done. And then it was going to focus on going to communities. But we found that if you can, Rufu, and now go to prisons, you will find the youth are in majority there. Where are we going? Our youth are in jail. Where are we going to get the leaders when our youth are engaged? And so then we said, okay, maybe Safer South Africa said, maybe we should start where we talk to our youth, that they know and understand the justice system. What I do in other provinces, we have 8 provinces that are active now, being Gauteng, Free State, Northwest, KZN, the Eastern Cape, and the Western Cape, and Mpumalanga and Limpopo.
Yes.
So what we do in all these provinces, there is a retired prosecutor, a retired teacher, a retired cop, a retired Metro Police officer, a retired everybody in the justice system. We go to schools. We start the youth where we say, we're going to bring all these justice clusters to you. You are the youth. You must engage with them and understand the issues that are pushing you to do crime. And why are you in the justice in the communities? Why are you doing the things that are done? Why are you bullying at school? Why do you carry a knife to school? Why do you do the things you do? So as Safer South Africa, we clear the road, we make sure we level the grounds by going to the SAPS and saying, we will go to a school, and in the Department of Education actually is the primary stakeholder, because we have to go to school, so we start with the Department of Education. Being with the Department of Education, then we bring SAPS. Then we bring a metro where there is a metro police officials. If there's not a metro and it's areas that don't have, we bring the traffic officials. And then we go and get the NPA to say, come on board. Then we go and get...
Ms. Mamanyana, I just want to come in there. Sorry to interrupt you, but I want to come in there because you mentioned a very important component there of getting the reasons out of the youth as to why they find themselves in situations of crime and really just abusing the people around them and the like. But what about the issue of resources? Safer South Africa, what is it doing in terms of the provision of resources, potentially, I mean, especially in outlying areas where there aren't necessarily enough resources to fight crime and to provide the education that you are talking about. And here I'm talking about the amount of police stations that you would find and the like.
That's why I'm saying when we go to in different provinces, we will obviously have challenges. But Rufuwa, let me be really honest. All stakeholders have come on board. All stakeholders are trying as hard as they can to. Even if the police station is 30 km away from schools where we're going to be a safer South Africa, bringing all the stakeholders, they will try and make sure that they have people that will come and engage these learners about. And Rufuwa, you know, when I was a stakeholder, I used to be, for Metro, used to go as well, speak to the learners, educate the learners about the police for the city as a metro. What are their responsibilities? The wrongs, the things that are done in our communities that are not supposed to be done. That say to them, the youth says, then you have a street bash. You inconvenience everybody else because you close the street. So those are the things that we come in and we let the kids know where they are doing wrong and the things that shouldn't be done. So before then, I actually was just going in as a stakeholder. Now that I'm retired and I am part of Safer South Africa to help bring in all other stakeholders to work with the kids, we make sure in the beginning, as a provincial code, I go and find all the stakeholders, bring them together. Say, this is the school we're going to be dealing with. And I need you there because the children need to know the wrong and the right. And Rufuwe, our children are wounded. Our children are broken. And because of lack of education in knowing a lot of things, some of the kids that I have interacted with, because in the beginning, after the school has selected the children, I don't select anything. I just say to the school, give me 50 or give me 100 children. I'm bringing in stakeholders, which is SAPS, which is a Metro, which is NPA, which is a correctional services, which is the human rights, and which it will be Banking Association of South Africa. And in Gauteng, I luckily now have gotten a sponsor from a private hospital that comes in and bring for me psychologists. After the whole program, then the psychologists will talk to the kids as well. Yes. We do bring in social workers because we have bigger issues. We have bigger problems in our community. People don't know. Our children are hurting because of the things that are happening every day. Every day there are issues. There are issues at home. There are issues of domestic violence. There are issues of parents or even a father that is absent. There are issues of people abusing alcohol. There are issues of children where there is poverty in the house. There's no food. And with the people that I go, we even go and get people to sponsor us as we deal with these kids. They must give them some snacks. They must give them something to eat, refreshments and all that. Before they leave, they come and say to me, Gogo Edna, I'm going home. I'm with my grandmother and I have 2 siblings. You just gave me sandwiches and a Coke for me to eat here. I can't eat it. I must take it home because I need to go share. And others will say, I am doing the wrongs and the bullying and everything because I need somebody to give me something or be scared of me. I need somebody who I can control because I am in a situation at home where I have nothing. I am as hurt as they come. So we try and make sure that we talk to these kids. They see and understand. And most of them, some of them, had been to court because they had assaulted somebody. And the people have opened a case. Now this child is going through that process where social workers are involved. The Department of NPA is trying to get social workers and lawyers to help this child. When you tell them, Rufue, that now you know your biggest mistake is if this thing is in your shoulders and you are found guilty, you have a problem of a criminal record. Even if God can bless you, finish school, you're not going to get employment. So these children now start to open up and say, what do I do? Others are saying, Mom Edna, I was belonging to a gang because every day now we have to go out because I must go and fend for myself because otherwise I'm going to sleep hungry. Now I come in. Sometimes as people, as the CEO of the foundation will say, where we can, you even dig into your own pocket to try and show this child that there is hope tomorrow. Find yourself, stay in school, be okay because crime is not going to help you to pay for your future. Crime is going to destroy you. And if you go to jail, and the most beautiful thing, the most amazing thing that I want to thank the Department of Correctional Services is when we take these children to prison, we take them to see people who were their same age when they were in grade 9 and 10 that got arrested and are doing 15 to 20 or 30 years. They say to them, don't do this because I am done, I'm finished, I will never have a better life. Now, they brought you here to come and see the life in prison is not a life for anybody. Don't change your uniform of pride for this uniform of shame that I'm wearing. And those prisoners, speak to these kids harshly and tell them never ever, you came here just to see. This must be your first and your last time that you are in prison.
Recently we covered very frightening statistics around increasing gender-based violence between children, young girls between the ages of 10 and 15, which end up getting pregnant at those tender ages. What are you seeing in terms of gender-based violence trends within these communities that you are servicing, and what is it that you are trying to communicate around this particular scourge? Because I know the foundation does do some work around here as well.
Oh, Rufue, you just touched on something because that has something that has something that has in a girl child's life. And when I get into a school, I say to the boy child, I said, I will be talking to you. I'll be talking to you of your responsibility to protect a woman and a girl child, a sister and everything. But please just let me talk firstly to a girl child and say, there are so many problems. There are so many people. And these children will tell you that some of them that, Mom Edna, I am not pregnant yet. Nothing is happening. But this is what is happening to me in my life. And we have to come in. Say for South Africa, we have to come in with, literally like gun blazing to say to these kids, if anything is happening to you, gender-based violence, that somebody, it doesn't matter if it's a person who is in the family, it's a person that you know, it's a person from the neighborhood, you must report it and all the time. I'm pensioner. I am just like I am still working for the Metro Police. My phone rings off the hook from these children. Immediately they get something. that is done to them, they call in the middle of, and I will not sleep. I will find people to help me to go and rescue that child. But to our communities, to the viewers out there, we have big problems in our communities.
Yeah.
We have our youth that are broken into pieces at this age. And I start with grade 8, 9, and 10s most of the time. And I'm talking about the 13, 14, and 15-year-olds. And that are being told so many horrible words by older men when they try to run away and not want to engage, because people out there are so malicious. People are so horrible. People are breaking. We will end up having all our girl children who did not even finish school, who have children, who are broken because people are dangling money, are looking at their situation that they are poor. They use them because they are poor. I'm saying, Rufue, there is so much that's been done so wrong into our girl child. And we are standing up, and I want to call to all the women, all the other mothers, when a child reports something, don't say, no, you are wrong, it was your mistake.
Yes.
Find out, find a way, help that girl child. We are not doing enough as mothers, as grandmothers, as women in this country.
Yes.
We are not doing enough. Our girl children, Rufue, our girl children are bleeding because they have nowhere to report some of these things, because we push them as women. We push them away and say, what is it that you do? What were you wearing? Why are we doing that? Even if a child is wearing a little skinny, tight, and a little thing,
yes,
she is just 13, 14. She's 13, 14. Let her be a child.
That's right. Ma'am Edna, unfortunately, we have to leave the conversation right there. And it's a very, very sad state of affairs that you've painted, but the work that you're doing hopefully will change the lives of many young children across the country. That is Edna Mamunyane, who is from Safer South Africa Foundation. You can hear her frustration in the work that she's doing with the rest of those important stakeholders, and really just the level of brokenness, as she's described, amongst youth in the country. Let's head over